And it will not be long now
It will not be long.
until we can say Dr. Joe Beam and Dr. Kimberly Holmes. She passed her orals,
I did.
and so it's left.
Form and formatting, which is where they just make sure it's all APA style, correct? Which it should be. Should be. And then the dean's signature, and that is it.
And then you're Dr. Holmes. You've worked hard.
Dr. Holmes. You know, I really have. I really have. 450 pages, 106,000 words, 106,005 words.
Yeah. Well, that's almost as long as my dissertation. Mine was.
It's not comparable.
We don't count it by the number of words. We count it by the information involved and whether the research was done well or not. If you folks want to send something to Kimberly to congratulate her, how can they email that in or send it in?
They can email info@marriagehelper.
Info doesn't work anymore.
No, it does. It goes to me and Jason.
I'm sorry, info@marriagehelper.com if you just want to give her congratulations for that.
Yeah, I put it at the tagline of one of the emails I sent out this week. In the PS, or right under my signature, it's always said CEO, speaker, PhD candidate. But this week, and some of you caught it, I put in parentheses, who just passed her oral defense for her dissertation. And I had several people respond there and say, way to go. And that's how I know you all are reading my emails, and I thank you for that.
Yeah, I'm glad somebody does because occasionally I do.
I'm also glad somebody does, because I put a lot of thought into each and every one.
Yeah, so do I. Nobody reads mine either. So here we go. Let's go to the first caller here is Jesse from North Carolina. Welcome to the program, Jesse.
Oh, wow. I didn't expect to be the first one.
Well, you are. How may we help you?
Well, thank you. Let me just step outside real quick. Sorry. I'm wondering about Thanksgiving. This morning I was going over some scheduling things with my husband, and just asked him about Thanksgiving. What do you want to do? Gave him some options. We usually spend it with my family, but I told him, we don't have to do that this year. If you want to spend it with just the three of us, our daughter and us.
Okay, a couple of quick questions, if I may. I'm assuming by what you're saying that you're separated. Is that correct?
We are. We've been separated since the end of April, and he's living somewhere else.
Is he living with someone else or by himself?
No, by himself.
Okay, and how old is the daughter?
She's 5.
She's 5. Oh, that's precious. And how may we help you, Jesse? What can we do for you?
So I just kind of, I tried to leave the ball in his court, and I told him, my preference, of course, would be for us to be together, even if, we don't go to the family. And I added in there, if for nothing else, for our daughter's sake. And then I was telling my friend about it, and she was like, that might have really made him feel pressured, especially by adding in about the daughter, because by this point he should already know.
So how may we help you? What can we do for you?
So I just don't know, if I handled that well, if that's the way that those kind of things should be handled. And with Christmas, coming up after that, I want to make sure that I'm handling it well. And
how did he react?
If he just kept saying, I don't know, I don't have an answer for you yet.
Okay, and when he said that, did you keep pushing?
Not really. I mean, initially he just said, I don't know, and I hadn't given him any details, and so then I gave him the details about, what I would prefer, but then told him it was up to him, obviously.
Okay, and so you did keep pushing then?
Yeah, I guess I did a little bit, yeah.
Okay, well, that's welcome to the human race. We're all doing that.
I know.
And if you ask the question, did I do it right or not? You know him, we don't. The only thing you can do is read from how he reacted. If he stayed neutral, then apparently it wasn't bad. If he seemed a little positive, that's good. If he seemed a little negative, that's not as good. But if you seem neutral, then at least you've got it out there and you can see what he does next. So are you now Thanksgiving is still, 3 weeks away, that long?
Oh, I think it's about a month and a half, not a month and a half, about a month away.
Okay. You can tell I have no concept of time whatsoever. So, and so I would say just lay low now. Just you've already told him what you think. You told him what you feel. Let it be. The next time, by the way, and if it were I, and it's just Beam's opinion, rather than giving him options, I'd ask him for options. Rather than saying, we don't have to go to my family like we used to. If it were I would have said, and we can do it any way you wish to do it. Here, with my family, any place else you want to. By saying you don't have to go over there if you don't want to, kind of sounds like a little bit of a push to me. But that's just the way I see it. What do you think, Kimberly?
I like your idea. What are your options, or what are your ideas? What would you want to do? Because really the key here is that we are presenting a united front and doing what's best for our daughter. I think that's still a great foundation for what you're trying to do and reason to spend Thanksgiving together, because it is important. It's important for your child that things can be as normal as possible, that she gets to see her dad as much as she can, and then it puts him in the driver's seat to be able to feel autonomy and to be able to feel like he can make the decision instead of maybe feeling pushed a bit into one way or another. I think that's how I'd handle it.
See, you get a PhD and now you're using big words. Autonomy, that's great.
That was part of my dissertation.
That's awesome. Okay, Jesse, I wouldn't worry about it at this point. Just be cool, play it cool, but I wouldn't worry at this point whatsoever. Okay?
All right. Well, let's go to our next caller. We have Dana from Illinois. Dana, how can we help you today? Uh-oh. Dana, are you there? Well,
It appears that we have lost Dana.
May have lost Dana.
Ah.
All right. Well, we will go on to the next caller. We will go to Susan from LA County. Susan, how can we help you today?
Hi there. I had spoken to both of you, I would say about a couple of months ago or so. I've got a husband who I've been married to 31 years. He's been in an alternative lifestyle, limerence relationship.
What does that mean?
For
alternative lifestyle?
Same sex.
With one person or with various people?
One person.
Okay. And so
One person.
you believe he's in limerence with another man then?
Yes. That's how I suppose you felt that it was a friendship on steroids, if I remember correctly. And sometimes, he's been helping me move into a new place, and whenever I see him, he's got a huge wall up. And he obviously has a lot of resentment and anger towards, things that happened in the marriage. And other times he's the guy I know and love. And I don't know if he's in the valley because he talks about wanting to take me to dinner. He wants to go to the movies. He wants to do this. And other times, when we were helping yesterday, I made a cheeky remark. He goes, "That's no longer appropriate."
Like what?
And I said,
What remark?
Okay, the remark I made, because he was bent over, I was like, "Oh, cute bum."
I see.
And
How long
so-
have you known that he's been in limerence and involved with another person?
Well, he told me last year in June, and then I saw on this Ella's Facebook that he's been in a relationship with him since March of last year. And this is very shocking to me because it's not what I knew of him. He was very, very, very much into women, liking women and everything. And I don't know what happened with this.
Okay, so may I ask you a question? And forgive me if I asked this before, I do not recall. Is he a religious man?
He used to be, but now he seems very angry at God.
Okay, that would track. That would follow. So he's living in contradiction to his previous belief and value system.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, and so he's angry at you. I guess he's angry at God or the church or synagogue or whatever he was involved in. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I chastised him yesterday because he kept taking Jesus' name in vain. I'm like, stop. And he goes, what?
Okay. So how may we help you?
So I don't know, because he talks about wanting to go to like dinner. He wants to go see movies. He wants to do this. And then the next day he says, it's the wall's back up again. And there's a photo of, I mean, I can't even go on social media anymore because there's like a photo of the both of them. Nothing intimate, just like
Yeah.
it's like a couple guys taking a selfie.
So why don't you
And
unfriend
he
him?
posts this thing that what I should.
If you don't
I
want to see
know.
that,
I don't.
if you don't want to see it, why are you putting yourself in a position where you do?
It actually just comes up under people you may know. That's all it says. On his page, it says that he's married to me. On the other guy's page, which he is tagged in, it says in a relationship.
You know,
Okay.
Susan, it
With-
may be a time to just get off social media.
I don't know if, because he just seems like he's keeping me at arm's length. When I see him, he's got a wall up. I mean, after a while of spending time with me, the wall starts to come down.
Right.
But
a
it
bit.
doesn't
He's
stay
more
down.
like the guy I knew.
It goes down
It doesn't
and then
stay
it goes
down.
right back up, right?
Yes. So
Okay.
I don't know what's going on. What if he's in the valley? What I should do? How I should carry on?
What's it doing to
with,
you?
With this?
How's it affecting you
What's
physically,
it doing to me?
intellectually, emotionally, spiritually? How's it affecting you?
It's pretty much all I think about. You know, I had to, when he told me that about this relationship last year, I actually had to take several months off of work due to the stress. I mean, I've gotten better and I've gotten back to work, but it's just still it's very, very difficult. We work at the same place, and sometimes he'll come by and see me, which is a lovely surprise. And he still gives me a hug. He'll give me like a little kiss and everything. And he still says that he'll say I love you too if I say I love you.
He still does that today.
Yes,
Do you want to save your marriage?
I do.
So what
It's
can
been
you
31 years.
I know 31 years is a long time. Do you have kids together?
No, and I was unable to have kids.
That is totally fine. 31 years is a long time. My question for you, Susan, and I might take this a different way than Joe, but we'll get back to him in just a minute. What do you need to do to get yourself in a better frame of mind? Because
yes.
you can't live this way, but you want to save your marriage. So then what do you need to get rid of in your head, in your computer screen, on your phone screen, so that you can stay in a positive frame of mind? And you may even start thinking, what boundaries do you need? I don't know if we want to go down that route yet, but because I think the first one is you need to protect your mental and emotional state. That doesn't mean giving up on your marriage. It means, I'm serious, getting off of Facebook. That means starting your day in prayer, starting your day journaling, doing things that are keeping you in a positive mindset so that you don't let some of these things get you mentally off track. What would you say, Joe?
I agree wholeheartedly with that, particularly in the sense that, sometimes the stress gets to you to the point where you can't even work. It's time to do something, Susan. Now, it doesn't mean that the marriage is necessarily over, but the signs aren't good. You know that. But what we're suggesting is it's time to put some barriers up, some boundaries, some people call them, that kind of thing. But at the very, very least, it's time to not allow these things to happen. So either block him completely on Facebook if you want to stay on social media, or if you think that the other people are going to cause you problems, then get completely off social media. I would agree. But at this point, Susan, I think you have to think in terms of self-protection rather than what can I do to bring him back. Because if you don't protect yourself, he's never going to come back. He may never anyway. But if you don't protect yourself, he's never coming back. And I'm with Kimberly 100%. You've got to take care of you.
You do. And that's a note for...
Moving it.
What was that, Susan?
I said I've been trying to do that. I've been moving into a new apartment, and I've been focusing on that and
Okay.
focusing on work as much as I can.
Isolate yourself from him. Isolate yourself from him as much as possible and find friends that can be very supportive to you. Okay, Susan?
Oh.
All right, thank you.
Define isolate. I'm thinking about all our listeners who are going to hear that and say, oh, so now what I need to do if my spouse is involved in an affair is isolate myself from them. They're going to hear no contact, Joe. They're going to hear no contact.
No, we would say smart contact, which is a different thing. I'm saying if every time he comes around and she winds up being so stressed she can't work, then she has to stop that from happening. That's what I mean by
But
isolate.
you know what I think? I think that what she's seeing on social media is driving a lot of that.
You're probably right. Getting off social media would be the first thing to do.
First thing to do. Like literally, people change for the better when they are on social media less and watching the news less. So I would say starting there, and then keep doing the right things. Keep doing the pulls. Stop doing the pushes. All the things that we teach are still part of this.
We just lost your microphone.
I know. I touched it. Jason's gonna tell me I should.
Okay, while we're fixing Kimberly's microphone, she had to go and play
I
with
had to
it.
go. Oh, I got
There we
it.
go. Well, Jason has the magic touch.
Thank you, Jason. Couldn't do it without you. All right. Well, with that, last week we started something new. Kimberly's question of the week. We are back with it again, y'all. So this is where I would love to see your answers as you put them into the chat. And really, I'm doing some market research here. I want to know more about you all, where you are in your marriage, in your stand, just some things that we don't typically ask or get to know about our people. So today's question is, how long have you been married, or were you married before you started having marriage problems? And how long have you been married? Have you been married total? So how long were you married before you started having marriage problems, and how long have you been married total? Would love to see your answers in the chat as we go through the program.
Excellent. Is it time for Michael yet?
Let's head over to Michael's Motivational Minute.
Hello, friends. This is your Motivational Minute. A few weeks ago, we talked about what it might look like for you to reach some of your goals through a 90-day sprint. What could actually change between October and December? Writer and philosopher Dallas Willard has a formula for personal development or personal transformation, and he calls it VIM: vision, intention, and means. And so maybe when we talked back at the beginning of October, you caught that vision. You were able to see yourself stronger in the next 90 days. You were able to see yourself check that thing off of your to-do list in the next 90 days. You caught a vision for what could actually be possible. Well, now let's move on to the next steps. What's your intention? Have you actually written out that goal? Have you actually shared that goal with somebody else? Maybe take a vis-a-vis marker and write that goal, write that intention of who you're going to be over the next 90 days on your mirror in your bathroom so that you see it every single day. What's your intention, right? Set out with action with some intention. And then the next part, means. That's where we can come in to help you. Maybe it's finally getting to watch the Smart Contact Toolkit and putting it into practice. Maybe it's getting into the membership and showing up to one of those support calls or one of those coaching calls, submitting a question, interacting with everybody. Those means to actually move you in the direction of your goals. And then maybe it's time to actually book one of the workshops. It's time to reach out, book a call with one of our advisors and say, I think now is the time for me to take that next step in my journey of hope and healing, maybe even inviting your spouse. Vision, intention, and means. We're here to help you with that. We're here to help you with that transformation.
Thank you, Michael. We appreciate that. Kimberly, I think perhaps now we may be able to make contact with Dana from Illinois. We tried a little while earlier. Let's give it another shot. Dana, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes. How may we help you?
Okay, sorry about that before. My question is, I've been divorced from my husband for about 1.5 years now, after being married for 27 years. And I've been standing for the marriage, but he does not really want to have anything to do with me, and we have very little contact. So there have been a couple of times that we are in conversation just by need, talking about money things. And my question is, do I express to him how I feel when I do see him?
Now, this is a Kimberly question. She's our expert on smart contact.
Do you express how you feel when you see him? What are you hoping that you're expressing how you feel will do?
Well, I recently saw him and expressed to him that I was standing for the marriage, and he ended up telling a family member later that he didn't understand why I was doing that, and said, well, I don't think she ever really loved me. And so that was, he didn't ask me that, but he expressed that to another family member. So, I don't want to push it, but I don't think that he really knows.
So what are you hoping that you telling him would do?
That it would motivate him or create some level of hope to maybe give this another try.
And what if it doesn't?
If it doesn't, I will just continue standing. I'm going to stand regardless.
That's a key question here, Dana, is how will you be affected if you share with him the way that you're feeling, right? Because if it's going to really upset you, if it's going to throw you off course, if it's going to really negatively impact you, then the question is, why do it? Because what's the goal? Now, your goal is that yes, you're wanting him to hear it, but really your goal is you're wanting him to hear something that's going to bring him back. And so we have to be realistic with the fact that, is this going to do that? Probably not. Probably one statement like this isn't going to just completely change what your husband is thinking or feeling, but it might bring a new piece of information into light. It might lead to something that could in the future. But this one statement, as long as you can be realistic about the fact that this isn't likely going to be the thing that turns everything around, then at least you've thought about, well, what is my goal of wanting to say this? What are the possible outcomes? And then at that point, if you proceed, then the idea would be, how can you do it in a way that is the most pull and the less push? And so have you thought about how you would even go about saying it to him?
Actually, I've thought about that many times, and the question just remains, should I or should I not? But yes, I have thought about it many times.
Okay, following on what Kimberly said.
Following
on what Kimberly said,
go ahead.
What do you expect him actually to do? Not what do you want him to say or do? What do you actually think his reaction is more likely to be?
In the moment, I don't expect any reaction other than like his reaction was. But I think after the fact, just even unconsciously, I know that I would hope and kind of just want him to have the information.
Okay, so if that's your entire goal, you just want him to have the information, then obviously you can do it. But what Kimberly's saying is, you've got to think of, okay, if this is my goal, what other potential reactions might I get? And which one of all of these is the most likely to occur? If the most likely to occur is a positive or a neutral, do it. If the most likely to occur is a negative, why do it? Kimberly, am I summarizing you correctly?
Yeah, I think that's a great way to put it. And really, we can't make that decision,
No,
right?
we can't.
We
We
can't
don't
make
know
that
him.
decision because we don't know him, but you do, and you know your situation better than we do. So if you feel like doing it could lead to a positive outcome, then the next question becomes, well, how do you say it in such a way that isn't overwhelming, that's not going to end up making the matter worse, or ultimately end up pushing him away even more, which isn't the goal, but how can you do it in a way that could be and here's what I mean by that. Again, take this for what it is. You have to make it yours. You have to own it. It's your marriage, not mine. But I would, if it were me, I would probably say something like, hey, I heard this, which by the way, that's another thing. Is he going to be mad that someone else told you this because you didn't hear it directly from him? So this is it even correct? Is another question you might even have to ask yourself.
I wouldn't cite that.
How else is she going to say she knows? Okay. I got it. So in that way, she would say, or if I were you, I would say something like, hey, I just want you to know that I really care a lot about you as a person. I love you very much, and I hope in the future, I'm getting kind of, I don't really know where I'm going to go from here, but I just wanted you to know that. Something very short and sweet.
Short and sweet.
Short and sweet is the goal.
Calm. Just like, hey, if you ever wonder why I'm standing out here, it's because I've always loved you and I still do.
It's good. I like that. It's good. We've workshopped it. We've gotten to a good place.
Okay. Is that helping any at all, Dana, or are we just confusing the matter?
It does help, just to know that it definitely wasn't a no, not to say it, because
Anticipate the reaction.
you know, if you guys were like, if you said that, you know, if he doesn't want to hear it, definitely don't say it, then I, you know, would be very, very leery.
Yes, you anticipate the reaction. As
but-
Kimberly said, we can't do that for you. Okay? And then go from there.
Yes.
All right, Dana. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Dana. All right, y'all. Remember, you can call in and ask your questions, and the phone number is 615-912-2998. Again, the number is 615-912-2998. And now we're going to go to our next caller, which is Hugh from North Carolina.
Is that Hugh or Hui? Which is it?
We're about to.
You are right. It's Hui.
Wait.
Wait.
Well, people call me Hugh. It's Hui. Yes.
Yeah.
Hi,
It's
Kimberly and
Vietnamese.
Dr.
Is that
Joe.
correct? Vietnamese?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, correct.
Okay. How can we help you?
So my question is, when should I check in with my husband about what is his intentional, like what his move next? Backstory: he was in an affair for 2 years. We took the workshop about 2 years ago when he was like in deeply in the in that affair, and I traded him in for him to have a workshop so I can then I help him with financially. He's not officially moved back home, but at that time he was he living with her and staying at us at the same time. They broke up last year, like less than a year ago. He's home doing what we need to do. We are doing family stuff and stuff like that. So we just never have an official conversation about him. Hey, I'm sorry, I want to move home. All of that, never had it. He just moved home, and we're like back to square one, like doing what we needed to do. I just want to know, when do I need to check in with him? I don't want to kind of like put that. He's an avoidant type, so he doesn't like conversation.
Mm-hmm. When did he move in?
Well, he never moved out. He just had two places to live, and he moved out of her place last year.
Okay, last year. So you've been in this holding pattern for about a year?
Yes. Well, he moved back in, and after 6 months, we have really hard conversation. Since he's still sleeping on the couch, and I said, I don't want to do that. If you're moving back in, you need to move back to the bed. So he's back to the bed. So right now we look like we're perfect. It just never had like, I love you, I'm sorry. None of that happened.
He's sleeping in the same bed with you. Are you making love with each other?
Once in a while, yes.
Okay, and who initiates?
Mostly it's him, because I am not anymore, because right now I got rejected several times while he was in the affair. So since then, I don't initiate anymore.
Okay, but when he initiates, you participate.
Yes.
Okay, all right, Kimberly, you anxious to hear what you have to say. Here's what I would suggest. Since you went to the workshop and you went therefore through the reconciliation model, just one time, very calmly, very easily say to him, you know, I would like to at some point work through that reconciliation model we learned at the workshop. Whenever you'd feel comfortable with doing that, I'd like to do it. You put it out there and you don't push it. What do you think, Kimberly?
How do you think he would react to that way?
He didn't like it. For the workshop, he slept most of it, pretty much. So he didn't really. I don't think he's that much in him.
Did you do it online?
Basically, just for myself.
We
did it online.
Okay.
Okay.
So what you need to do is come back in person, and so he can't sleep through it, and we will win him over. That's your next step.
We'd love for you to come
I
back,
would love
actually.
to financially. brother, financially right now we can't. We actually just filed bankruptcy too. So because of everything he did with her, they messed it up badly. Having several businesses down to that. So, but right now, like the workshop really helped me. So I think that's helped him coming back too. We are in the roommate state. We a little bit better than before because we can talk, but not. I just don't want to. Like I'm okay living like this for another year or two if things getting better, but I do not want to stay this roommate state forever.
Yeah, of course. You got to do something or things will stay the way that they are. Something has to.
But didn't I hear that it's getting gradually better? Did I misunderstand that?
It's gradually better, but really slow. Like, and I never, like I said, we never had a official conversation about anything. So when should I make that official conversation? Like what?
Well, I think Joe had a good,
like, hey,
what you said. Do you remember?
I'm old, but I'm not that old. Where am I? What's my name? The thing I was suggesting is that you can say, they covered a pretty interesting thing in the workshop called the reconciliation model. I would like to work through that someday. Whenever you're ready to do that, please tell me, and I'd like to do it. That way you're not putting any pressure on him at all, and there is something already out there. You have that I can't say that word today. Reconciliation model that you can actually work through. And so I would recommend just bringing it up, but not pushing it. That's what I would do if it were I.
I think that's pretty smart advice. That's a good place to start, for sure. And that is a resource that we have available for our grads. So if you need any help in finding that or anything like that way, then be sure to contact our team and we can be sure to get that for you. Well,
before we go to the next call, may I mention that I'm about to do a live workshop, an in-person workshop. It's going to be November the 14th through 16th. It's going to be right here in Spring Hill, Tennessee, which is a suburb of a very lovely suburb of Nashville, Tennessee. It'll be in our teaching building, our Angel building, named after my daughter, or her sister, my daughter, Angela, who is mentally handicapped. And we'd love to have you guys there. It's the best workshop I do. I mean, I love leading that workshop. The men, and it's men only, and the men bond in about 10 minutes. And then we have very open conversations, and it's very open. So, by the way, if you're offended by open and honest language, then you might not want to come to this one because the guys get very real and talk like guys. But it's an amazing workshop. It's very good. These guys bond. They learn a lot about themselves. They learn a lot about marriage. They learn a lot about the possibility of putting things back together. And Kimberly, this past weekend, in our in-person workshop for couples, we had a couple there. He had come to the male in-person workshop and had convinced her to come back with him. And on Friday morning, she decided it wasn't her cup of tea and got up and walked out. And I said, well, looks like a failure. No. She didn't stay gone long, and she came back. And at the end of the workshop on Sunday, Alice and I were there for the end of the workshop on Sunday, and she walked up to Alice and said, I really am happy I came to this. This is wonderful. And now we're going to take a short vacation here in Nashville at the Opryland Hotel. And the only way he got her to come was the fact that he came to the men's workshop first and she saw the change in him. Then when she came to the workshop and realized it required some work, she thought, no, I don't want to be part of this, but came around and wound up loving the workshop and everything about it. Well, gentlemen, I can't guarantee that will happen for you, but I'm telling you, we see a lot of guys come back with their brides. A lot. Oh, actually, there were 2 couples in that workshop where the guy had first come to the men's only, and then that led to his wife coming back with him. 2 in that workshop.
I have to ask Joe, why is the men's only your favorite workshop that we do?
It gets real that fast.
Why?
Because it's a bunch of guys. They're not afraid of saying what they really think and really feel, which when their wives are there, they're trying to be careful. I don't want to say anything that will upset my wife. And so here we get to the gut level issues pretty fast because they're not afraid of offending each other, because they're all guys, and not afraid of offending their wives. Now, I'm not saying we encourage any kind of toxic masculinity.
Sure.
We don't do that.
It's not a red pill community.
No, I don't know. You know what you were trying to tell me about that yesterday.
I was.
Okay, but it's not like that at all. It's a thing where we talk about the same principle, same material, but it gets gut level honest right off the bat because everybody's being completely open and transparent. And that's why these guys bond so fast. It's like, you know what? We're all alike. Now, we have different situations, but we're all alike. So not only will we learn from what you're teaching us, Dr. Beam, but we will learn from each other, and they do.
Now, what if there's a man out there saying, well, should I come to the men's only in person, because it's only in person, or should I do the online solo spouse?
If you're a guy, I would recommend you come to the men's only in person. Our online is fine, it's good, etc., but it's not the same as if you come to the men's only in person.
And a huge part of that, I think, Joe, is community, right? It's the community that men are able to build with each other, like you said, from the get-go, but also how alone do many of you men feel right now in your situation? Who can you go and talk to? Who is able to encourage you on your bad days and celebrate with you when good things happen? It can be very lonely as a man trying to fight for your marriage, for women too. But we have tried the women's solo spouse. I see a question coming out about that. And it's harder, like the logistics are just harder for women. It doesn't mean that we're not ever going to try again, but women tend to have the majority of the childcare. They don't tend to travel on their own anyway. So it's just logistically harder. It was harder to fill, which made it logistically harder to do. So it's clearly as a woman-led organization, not because we don't want to do it for women, but the men's one just took off, whereas the women's only was much more of a struggle, but we still have our online solo for women, which is still incredibly powerful. But this men's solo has had such deep camaraderie, friendship. If any of you men have been to our in-person men's, we would love for you to even comment and share about your experience in it, because we've seen how powerful it is.
And here's another thing. Most of the groups actually stay in contact with each other, Kimberly, afterwards. One of the groups, I actually let them put me in it. I gave them my contact information. But they were talking to each other all day, every day, through that app they were using, and they were calling each other to accountability. Like, you know better than that, Charlie. Et cetera, et cetera. I opted out of the group because it took all my time just seeing these guys take care of each other. And I said, hey, I love you. I want to be with you, but I can't. You guys are taking too much of my time.
Yeah.
But they take care of each other afterwards. It's
love
awesome.
that.
The next one is the 14th through the 16th of November. And how would they find out about it?
It's a great question. You call.
Right?
I'm looking
We're
at
looking at our
Jason.
producer.
Oh, Mary. You
And the producer's pointing to the sheet.
You go to marriagehelper.com/call, and there you can book a call. So marriagehelper.com/call, November 14th through 16th is the next one, but we have one about every 2 to 3 months. So even if you're saying, man, that one won't work for my schedule, one that we have on the books for the future will. So you can go to marriagehelper.com/call. And even if you are a lady and you're listening and saying, I want to know more about the solo or even the couples, that link works for all of the workshops we do. We have our online solo, in-person men's solo, couples in-person, and online couples workshop as well. And all of those are designed to help you move forward in saving your marriage. Speaking of the workshop, we are going to head over to Kristen, who we get to see every week as she shares the workshop testimonials.
Just one word quickly before Kristen, and that's this. If you're considering that men's workshop, you need to sign up for it now. I realize it's not until November the 14th, but that one often fills up.
Yeah.
And so if you're interested, jump on that opportunity right now. marriagehelper.com/call. I'm sorry, Kristen. Kristen is one of my favorite people.
We love Kristen.
We do.
Hey friends, it's Kristen, and I'm the workshop coordinator here at Marriage Helper, and I am back with my favorite part of my job, and that is to share some handwritten testimonials from some of our most recent workshop attendees. The first 3 I'm going to share with you are from this past in-person couples workshop, and the last one is from a men's solo workshop, and we happen to have one coming up very soon. So I'm excited to share these with you. The first attendee wrote, "There is hope for every couple. Don't give up on your spouse. Everyone can work on themselves and change." This next attendee wrote, When in crisis, you can throw yourself into every book, YouTube video, story, and blog. But there is immeasurable value to being able to share your story and your grief, to see others who are doing the same, and hearing story after story of people who have been here and made it. This next attendee wrote, "The workshop was so very helpful. So many tools to help in your struggles." And this last testimonial, as I said, is from the last men's solo workshop we held. And here is what they had to say. If any men are considering the solo workshop, expect to meet a group of strong men you will bond with and create lasting friendships. And now back to you, Dr. Joe and Kimberly.
You know, the only part about that I don't like is that they cover her face. She is so great on the camera.
I know, she's fantastic.
Got to find a way to do that, Jason, where we can still see her beautiful smiling face all through it. Okay. Kristen is tremendous. She lights up a room just by walking into it.
Absolutely. Absolutely, she does. She's fantastic. Well, Joe, we're going to go to another caller. How about Alejandro from Canada?
Ah, okay.
Alejandro, how can we help you today?
Hello.
Hi.
So glad to get here. Yeah. So basically, yeah. What happened is that an ex-boyfriend of my wife's from over 20 years ago got in touch with her, and he came just for a couple of days and went back to where he was, and 4 weeks later, she left and took the kids away, filed for divorce, court ordered me. What else did she do? She closed her accounts. She served me and bought a new house within a couple of weeks. And like within 2-3 weeks, she did all that. Like it was really, really.
Wow.
Like, and you're sure?
Yeah,
you're sure she had no contact with him before that?
Yes, I am positive. I am positive. Yeah, very, very positive. I mean, I think they may have messaged maybe throughout the years a little bit here and there.
Okay.
But
so they
not
did
much.
have some
but I
knowledge
am
of
quite
each other.
positive.
Well, it was an ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, he's an ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, it's an ex-boyfriend.
You know,
Ex-boyfriend.
if I could just hear.
Ex-boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm sorry, I missed it. Go ahead.
Yeah. No,
and
that's fine.
And how long have y'all been married, Alejandro?
20 years.
Okay.
20 years.
Long time.
Yeah. And she didn't have access to him because he lives like about 3,000 miles away.
In Canada?
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, at the other end of the country.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see in her face that she was very, I don't know how to say it in a nice way, very lustful. And she found, it's very clear she found someone within 4 or 6 weeks later after she left and started a physical affair.
Hold on. I think we're
wanted
confused.
to know.
Hold on.
I'm getting lost.
Okay. So, and I think I'm getting the majority of it from the call notes.
Jason, can you push that down where I can read more of it?
So she had a first affair with an ex-boyfriend, left, took the kids.
Emotional,
but still left, went to go be with him from there.
Yeah.
But then she ended
Well, she couldn't have access to him because he was too far.
But she left the house.
Yes.
And then during that time, she started a second affair that was physical.
Yes.
And she was still having the emotional affair with guy number one?
She was still in touch with him, but I think she was very ashamed because he's married, he's got a family, he's moving his family from a different country in Asia. So it was too chaotic. And she was speaking to a pastor. Yeah, very chaotic. And she was speaking to a pastor, and I think she was very ashamed. And I think that, I think that clearly it was limerence, but as far as I can tell, she was able to transfer her limerence to a second person.
No, probably not.
I hear it's very unusual, but it happened.
No, probably is this. If a person is in limerence with one person, okay, and has little to no access to that person, it's not unusual at all that they get involved with another person. And sometimes not just one other person, sometimes several other people. I'm not saying that's what she's going to do, but I'm saying it sounds to me like that, based on what you're describing, and that's all I can go by, is that she's still in limerence with the first guy, and the second guy is kind of filling in for him in a way. If we were to be able to interview her and ask her several questions, my guess would be, and I think I'd be right, that she does not have the intensity of emotion toward the second guy than the first guy. Now, I see up here on the screen that your question is, okay, when she finally stops it with the second guy, will she go back to the first guy? That's a possibility, because probably right now that's who she's pining for. But the fact that the other guy is married, do you know if he was equally emotionally involved with her, or if it was mostly on her side?
It was equally as strong, and I think that's why he uprooted his family and moved 3,000 miles away to live here.
You think, but you don't know that, right?
Well, I mean, it's a big coincidence that he would move precisely to the village where my wife is living.
No, that'd be
but
I
mean, he
And that's not where he's from.
did.
I mean, you said it was an ex-boyfriend, so I'm thinking
he
high
did
school.
live in that town for a while, and there are employment opportunities in his field. So it's not impossible that it's unrelated to
Okay, so let me make sure I got the final
limerence.
picture here. She's living in the same town where what you're calling LO1 is, but she's still involved with LO2, even though she's living in the same town with LO1. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How may we help you?
Well, I have so many questions, but I'll keep it simple. Basically, I want to know if she can go back to LO number 1. And it's been 16 months since limerence, about 15 months or maybe a little bit less in limerence with LO number 2. So, is deterioration going to happen faster because she's not with LO number 1? So what scenario could happen? Like, is it going to last less?
Here's my
because
question to you.
She never had access to LO number 1?
Here's the question. Why are you trying to paint all these different scenarios? What's that doing for you?
Well, I mean, I'm trying to wait for as long as it takes. But as you know,
So
we're trying to guess.
You're asking questions that you can't answer, we can't answer, and I'll guarantee you at this point she can't even answer because she won't understand it herself. And it sounds to me like, Alejandro, if you're trying to think through all these rabbit trails, all these possibilities, it's just torturing you. What it boils down to is that you do the things you need to do, like, work on your pies, be as accepting as you can, etc., all the kind of things we teach. And if you keep running these rabbit trails, you're going to drive yourself absolutely crazy. As a matter of fact, you've already given me enough rabbit trails that I'm getting very confused about this whole thing. And so I'm recommending that you stop. I know that sounds ridiculous. Stop thinking about something, but that you quit doing that. You find a different way. And anytime you find yourself starting to think, what about this, what about that, what about that, just stop and get a piece of paper and start writing down, what do I need to do myself right now? What do I need to do myself? Would you agree?
I totally agree. As he was going through, as you, Alejandro, were going through the questions, I want to know, those aren't your questions. That's not your real question. What you really want to know is, what is the path that's going to bring my kids and my wife back? How can I save my marriage? That's what you really want to know. And the key here is to stop doing the things that push your spouse away, start doing the things that can pull her back. And one of the things that is going to drive you crazy, drive her crazy, drive everyone crazy, is if you linger on these ruminating thoughts. So instead of trying to figure out every possible scenario, which, I mean, your first question was, is it a possibility for, could this happen? Yes, all of these things could happen.
Anything's possible.
So stop trying to plan for them, because the only thing you can control is you. You can't control her. You can't control how long this limerence lasts or any of those things. But what we can control is how do we help Alejandro to be the best that he can be, so that when all of it ends, that your marriage can be saved. I mean, I would recommend doing all of the things we do. Alejandro, I would recommend you coming to that men's solo in-person workshop.
Yeah. And to everybody else out there, stop thinking about the other person out there, because you can't control anything about that.
It's so frustrating that you can't, but you can't. So it's frustrating to focus on it because it does no good.
And it'll lead you to do the wrong things.
Yeah, all the wrong
Most
things.
everything. Could we potentially go to Robin very quickly before we run out of time?
Robin from South Carolina, you're up. How can we help you today?
Robin, I have a question right off the bat. Are you there?
Yes.
Do I
Yes,
know
I'm
you?
here.
Do we know each other personally?
No, we don't.
Okay. Then you're not the Robin I thought you were. That's fine.
But we are still happy to talk to
But
you,
we're
Robin.
we're still happy to help you. We're still happy to help
Okay,
you.
thank you. All right.
I grew
I'll
up
make
in
it
South
quick.
Carolina. What part of South Carolina are you in?
I'm in Myrtle Beach, but I'm originally from Connecticut, so I'm not here originally.
Oh, so you're a Yankee come
She's
south.
a transplant.
I'm a Yankee, big UConn fan. Anyway, my question is, yeah, we've been married 31 years this December. We've been separated about 2.5. I caught him cheating, and he left right after that. So he left. And he went to live with our younger daughter for a few months and then got an apartment. And he's been seeing women ever since then. And he did have a girlfriend. I don't know if he still does, but he has filed for divorce. The thing is, our younger daughter, who he was living with, we've become very estranged, and we used to be very close, and it upsets me a great deal. She's getting married in March, and I don't even know anything about the wedding or if I'm even invited.
Wow.
And I've been trying to stay away and be respectful and just text now and then, and it's gotten worse recently where she just doesn't respond to a text or anything, and I don't know what's happened.
Okay,
I have
may
an
I
older
ask?
daughter.
May I ask? What do you
Yes.
think happened? When did it start to go bad with the daughter?
I don't know. Ever since he left, it's been strange. But we would communicate via text, and I did see her every few months. And now recently, it's been for the last couple months. It's been she won't respond to a text.
And at what
I
age
asked her
was
when
she when you stopped having contact with her?
She's 27 now, so about 25.
25. And did
Yeah.
you pursue trying to have contact with her?
Yes, I've been respectful. I don't call and bother her. I text her every now and then, and she may respond, she may not. When she got engaged, I asked her to go dress shopping multiple times. She never responded to that. I think she's friends with my husband's girlfriend. I don't fill in the picture, but I think that my daughter has made a connection with her, and I feel like I've been cited as her mother. It's very upsetting.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Kimberly, you're a mother of a daughter and a daughter of a mother. So give your perspective on this, please.
Oh gosh, I'd be heartbroken. I mean, I definitely understand that. I do have one other question before I answer. Robin, was the relationship with your daughter difficult? I know you said you talked more, you would see each other often, but was it strained to some extent before this happened?
Not at all. We were very close.
Someone is feeding her negative. I mean, I would think that your daughter has to be being fed a negative narrative about you to get her.
It's called,
Well, that's what
it actually has a name. It's called parental alienation.
Yeah, I think that's what's happening. And we have an older daughter too, who's in contact with me and will not talk to her father. And I've been trying. I want to repair these relationships. I want both our daughters to have relationships with both of us. And I've asked my husband to go to lunch multiple times, and he never responds. And I go to where I say I'll meet him, and he never comes. We don't communicate except through the lawyers.
Will the older daughter help you restore your relationship with your younger daughter?
They don't have a good relationship. My older daughter, my two daughters.
Two teams.
Yeah.
You've been split.
Yeah,
The family is split.
Exactly. So one has kind of like sided with me, and one has sided with him, and I don't want that. Even if we are not, my husband and I are not together, I want our daughters to have relationships with both of us. That's how it should be, and it's not. And I don't know what to do.
Well, that's the hard part because it sounds like you are doing the best you can do with the situation that you are in. I appreciate how you are at least communicating with your daughter that's on your side, for lack of a better word, of saying, hey, I don't want this. I want you to have a relationship with your dad. I think the more that you can encourage that, the better. You said that your husband has filed for divorce, but you aren't divorced yet. Do you think he would agree to do anything like co-parent for you to have better co-parenting with your kids? Do you think he would agree to do any of that? Anything?
Well, I've asked him to lunch 3 times. I've sent 3 emails and 3 letters saying, I just want to talk about the girls and I want our relationship to be repaired. And I've gone to meet him for lunch 3 times and he's never showed. And that's all I want to talk about. I don't want to talk about anything else. That's the most important thing right now, is our daughters and their relationships with us. And he won't even communicate with me about that. And my daughter's getting married in March and I don't even know what's going on.
So does your daughter live where you live?
She lives near my husband.
Okay.
They're in Charleston.
Have you invited your daughter to lunch?
No, and I'll tell you why. Because when this whole thing happened, she said to me at one point, I don't talk to Dad about you, and I'm not going to talk to you about Dad.
No, we're not talking about Dad. Well, if you contacted her and said, I know you're getting married, I'm your mother, I would love to have some part in that because you're my daughter and I love you. Can we have lunch together to work out whatever problems we have? We won't talk about your dad. We'll just talk about us.
I sent her flowers. I ordered flowers for her today, asking if I can come see her this weekend. I don't know if they got delivered yet. I'm hoping she responds to that. But I like your idea about doing that, and I may do that. About if I don't hear back about the flowers, I'll
just make it clear.
Make
it clear. We're not talking about Dad.
Yeah.
I just want to do whatever I can to be a part of your life. I'd love to attend your wedding, even if you want me to sit in the back. Well, don't say that unless you mean it. But, I just want to restore some kind of relationship with you. And it's not about your dad at all. That's what I would try.
Okay. I'm going to try that. That's a good idea.
Okay.
I've been very respectful of her. I don't call her. I just text her. I've stayed away. I know how much this has traumatized her. This is not the first time he's cheated. And the last time I caught him was right before we moved to South Carolina, and she was there at that time, and I know that traumatized her. And I think the second time it traumatized her. And I know she's not. It's very hard on her. And my older daughter is stronger. Yeah.
It's a sad thing. It's a sad thing when the children get divided up like that. And parental alienation, in my estimation, unless the other parent is doing something like they're always howling drugs or they're a convicted murderer. I mean, there are times when you need to keep a child away from a parent. But otherwise, parental alienation, in my opinion, is just evil. Okay, Kimberly, we have like a minute left. How would you like to wrap up?
I just keep thinking, about a year ago, actually, I was super mad not really at my mom, but I was mad at a situation. And I remember Mom called me and she said, can I bring you something? Can I just come by and see you? And I said, no, you can't. Guess what? She showed up anyway. And she said, I'm just here to sit. We don't even have to talk. I just want to sit here with you. So she sat, I cried the whole time. I didn't even talk to her. I just cried, I kept working, crying. And I just remember feeling this is the ministry of presence. Like she just wanted to be there. She didn't even say anything. And then she had to go pick up the dog from the groomer and she said, okay, time for me to go. I love you. And then she left. And that was so impactful for me. And that's one of the things I'm thinking of even here with Robin of even if it gets to the point she keeps saying no, maybe one day you just show up. And you just say, I'm just here to just sit with you. We don't even have to talk. I just want you to know I love you. And that's it. And it can be more impactful than you may even think.
I didn't know that you and Alice had a little rift like that. Obviously didn't last long.
You'll know it wasn't about something she did. I'll tell you when we get off. You'll know exactly what it's about as soon as we get off.
Okay. We appreciate you guys being with us on this program. We look forward to seeing you next week. We will be glad to answer any kind of question we possibly can. And we don't have all the wisdom in the world, but we have worked with thousands of relationships, which means we do have some wisdom to share. And we'd love to help you if at all possible. Kimberly, anything left to say?
We can't wait to see you next week. Until then, remember, there is always hope.